Hey folks, so welcome to SER334, Operating System Networks. My name is Ruben Acuña, and I'm the course coordinator for this course. Now, some of you may be already familiar with me. I teach some of the other courses in this curriculum, for example, SER222, so you have maybe an idea of who I am and how I teach. Now, for those of you who are new and maybe haven't had a course with me before, here's just some notes about me. So obviously, right, I'm the course coordinator for 334. I also teach 222, right, our data structures and algorithms course. I'm a full-time lecturer here at ASU Polytechnic. I started about 2 years ago. I hold a master's degree, which is actually from here in Tempe, right, basically from ASU. So I'm very familiar with ASU. I've been here for a long time. I've been here for like 9 years at this point. I've just like gone to school and never left. My background primarily is in bioinformatics, so I actually do data analysis and data management in terms of biological problems, because that's kind of an area where it's like, well, there's a ton of data out there. You can't really do stuff by hand anymore. You need to have software, right, to basically do your analysis for you. So that's kind of my background. So as I mentioned before, this is SER334, Operating Systems and Networks. Now, to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about, well, our main topic is really going to be operating systems. Obviously, we have two things we want to talk about, but operating systems is what we're going to start with. The idea is we want to get some sense of what operating systems do and why they are important. So initially, right, we'll start talking about how operating systems design, right? How do I put together these complex systems? Then what are the kind of core functionality it needs to offer? So for example, managing multiple processes. Ultimately, modern operating systems are going to be about how do I get the user able to run multiple programs in parallel and make them work together in some sense. So that'll be a very significant portion of our course. After that, we'll go on to other resources. For example, file management. So how are files represented and stored on a computer, right? How do disk management systems work? Then how is memory managed, right? How do I control virtual memory versus physical memory? So basically all the different types of resources that operating systems could offer, we'll talk about how they are basically structured, how they're managed, and how they're allocated different processes running on your computer. As our final topic, we'll talk about networking. And we won't spend all that much time on there, but the idea is, right, how do I make some sort of a connectivity, right, between a server and a client, right? How do I get data flow kind of between different machines? So that'll be our final topic. This course has one prerequisite and one co-requisite. The prerequisite is SER250 or alternatively CSE 230. Basically what I'm expecting is some background in computer architecture. So you should have some idea, basically from the level of logic gates up into how does data flow between different elements of your system, right? You can think of basically having a bus, right, that connects RAM and CPU. All that kind of backbone of how a computer works, right? That's what I'm expecting. The second thing I'm expecting, which is a co-requisite for this course, is a background in data structures and algorithms. For example, SER222. That course, right, I also teach online, right? So you guys may be familiar from that course, right? So you either take it, before or right now. For that course, basically, you need to know everything. Okay, that's literally what it is, right? You need to know everything. That course basically is very key. All the data structures, right, would be using them, right? A lot of the algorithm analysis stuff, right? Some of that comes back as well. So having familiarity with that material is going to be required. When taking this course, you can expect to spend about 18 hours a week working on it. This is going to be comprised basically of three different components. The first is going to be lectures, right? Lectures/readings. That's kind of a very significant part. Usually you'll get about 4 hours of videos a week. Then you'll go on to basically to something I call exercises, which are kind of an immediate opportunity for you to practice the course material. Those are something I'd like to see discussed on discussion boards, right? You can send us email. It's a way for you to actively practice the material as you move through it via videos and readings. The last part, right, is homework, right? This is going to be a substantial amount of time. We'll do a lot of things in terms of design style questions that are short answers, and also C programming. C programming is something that kind of can be a little bit complicated, so it's something that ends up taking some time to debug. Even though the language is similar to Java, and we'll spend a couple weeks in the class to introduce it, it's still going to be kind of a little bit of effort for you guys. This course has 3 outcomes. To give you guys a little bit of a heads up, our emphasis is going to be on operating systems over networks. And that's for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that operating system networks are both huge topics on their own and would take almost an entire course to cover. The second reason is that we really need to have a good idea of how operating system works in order to cover many of the topics in our curriculum. So for now, right, this course is primarily going to be focusing around operating systems, and it's only near the end that we'll get to networks. In these objectives, you'll see a lot of the focus kind of is 50-50 between operating systems and networks, but for us, again, the focus on operating systems. The 3 objectives are, number 1, students will understand principles of operating and network security. Number 2, students will understand the principles underlying computer networks. And 3, students will understand the professional responsibilities associated with operating system design and development. So as a reminder from before, my name is Ruben Acuña, and I'm the course coordinator for this course. My email address is racuna1@acu.edu. If you have questions about the course material, feel free to send me an email. I also will have during the semester live office hours where you can come and talk to me about pretty much anything. I'm also available if you have questions about the software engineering program or basically software engineering in general, right? Basically, you guys are going to the industry. If you have questions about how to prepare, that's something you can talk to me about as well. So I hope you guys have fun in this course. I think you'll learn a lot, and I'll see you guys later on.